Yes, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. We're in the middle of a Dominion match here with the 400 team. We're live streaming from Ubisoft Montreal. Actually, no time for introduction, guys. We're in the middle of the action. We have Jeff Eleanor, level design director, on my left. Actually playing right here, and we have Roman Campos Oriola, our game director, playing the Conqueror right here, and their respective teams in the back form with
behind us.
Yes, they're behind us with members of the dev team. We have Luc Duchesne, our brand director, Pascal Leroux, product manager. We have Damien Kiken, our online game director, Bio Jade, our game designer, Nico Godin, just right behind me, game designer, and Stéphane Cardin, our producer. Yeah. So the team is on fire. We're playing Dominion. This is the closed alpha revelation stream. Everything can happen.
Oh my God.
So Maddie, how are you?
Yes, and I'm Matthias. I'm here with Emil. It's awesome to be here. I'm really happy. The match looks amazing and exciting. I'm super happy.
Oh yeah.
And should we mention?
Double kill?
Yes, me and
Oh wow. Did you see that?
Yeah.
The double kill?
I tried to go easy on you.
I did.
Okay. So at the moment, the score seems pretty even. 400
Yeah, totally.
against 430.
It's coming on six.
Absolutely.
On the other side.
So it's a pretty tight game.
And the orange team,
Somebody with a class that's
Roman.
good for it, go work the lane.
Actually, it's Jeff playing the
bad.
orange team. Roman is playing the blue team.
Yes.
So here we're playing Dominion. It's an objective-based game mode. So the goal here is to reach 1,000 points. When a team reaches 1,000 points, the other team is put into breaking, which means they can't respawn anymore. So to reach 1,000 points, they need to capture different zones. They need to kill their opponents. They also need to kill a lot of soldiers, you know, the AI soldiers that are playing on the fields. Exactly. So there's a lot of action happening right now. We have one of the best players on the team right beside us. So it's very exciting at the moment.
Luke, I'm reviving you.
so right now Roman is reviving one of his teammates.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be a 2v2 on the C point. So really,
yeah.
it's going to be a 3v2. No,
Jeff
it's a
versus
2v2. Oh, nice. So
Wow.
the players are really pumped up.
Yeah, we have a very motivated team at the moment.
So it's 2v2 now.
Oh
You think
yeah.
he's going to survive?
It's pretty hard. Yeah, 700 to 186 points.
Separating.
And we're switching to Jeff here, climbing the ladder, playing as the Orochi.
Trying to capture A
Yeah, he's pretty alone.
or to defend A.
Got Okay. What do we need?
So we
I'm
have,
going back to C, guys.
Oh, we have a Samurai versus Viking showdown happening right now. Oh my God, it's gonna be hard.
Viking against Torchy. Oh, nice dodge.
Ooh. Good job, Jeff.
Oh, and they lost C.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Come back here, buddy.
So
can
Geoff
you wake
needs
up a
to
little
kill
bit on
this
this
knight in order to recapture the C point.
Yeah,
correct?
absolutely. He needs to clear the zone before capturing it.
Ooh, it's gonna be tough for him
Yeah,
with one Viking behind him.
but the blue team is slowly coming back.
Oh, and like strategic, the taunt. Strategic retreat to get some health back.
Poor Roman.
Nice.
Poor Roman.
In the center, revive me.
Okay, I think here
Right here.
900 points, 975 points
Yeah,
for the,
and it's
for the
going
Geoff
up pretty
team.
fast.
I think it's gonna be a game. Can they come back from that?
Yeah, they can.
They can?
Yeah. If they recapture other zones. Now the blue team is breaking, guys. So one man down. They need to kill the 3 other ones to win the game. So
Okay.
that's now or never. Oh, actually they rallied. They rallied.
No, they're right.
Playing on the front.
And that's
at
the
the
front
moment.
line with all
The soldiers.
the soldiers.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
And they fight on their own as well, right? While
Yeah.
you're not in the middle of the
Yeah,
fight.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
They can do a lot of damage actually.
Oh.
So we have Jeff Sorochi against a very powerful Warden at the moment. Oh, it's hard. We have the swiftiness of the Samurai versus
strikes.
the versatility of the Warden right now. Oh, And with the execution, with the out sorting, it's a beautiful move.
That's so brutal. Oh my god.
We can stop being nice to Luke now, right?
So Roman's Conqueror is doing a lot of damage.
Against the
Against
Viking.
Raider, yeah.
Oh.
They're coming back.
Oh, and the execution. Oh my god.
All right, shout out, where are we?
Yeah, this is a great character, and we see that Roman even put the Quebec province logo in the back of his Conqueror, so that's interesting.
Because yes, we are streaming from the Montreal studio.
We're live from Ubisoft Montreal, yeah, in our streaming room in the basement. This is not a television studio.
It's on
Bye-bye.
Absolutely. Oh,
What was that?
catapult. It's a very powerful feat. It can really make a difference on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Okay, Luke, capture point.
Samurai now.
And that's an enemy Orochi as well. Its strikes seem so powerful. Like you lose a lot of health.
Yeah,
And they actually got the 3 points back. So that's very
absolutely.
easy.
no!
It's very tight. Actually, the blue team. Ooh. Yeah, you need to watch the environment.
Yes.
Sometimes the environment can be very dangerous.
You can push your enemy in the holes, and like if they fall, and like, they can die because of the
Absolutely.
environment.
Yeah.
Time to show our skill, guys.
Wow.
Let's go.
930 to 850. Okay,
Yeah.
Hold your
Geoff is
points.
going to try to capture C points because it's empty.
Hold your points.
Once it's defending it.
Sweeping C.
Pretty easy catch.
And they have to because they control none of the points.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you
Blue
go.
team is breaking again.
Finish that. Finish it here.
Oh, nice
Oh.
dodge.
Nice dodge by Roman.
Behind him.
Oh, nice block from Jeff.
It's going to be a 2v1. There seems to be some fair play. 1v1 duel.
Okay, there's a lot of
Oh yeah. Everybody is at zone C.
And
Oh, now the orange team is breaking. They need to come back.
I'm down. But I'm reviving.
it's a nice
Because,
area
yeah.
of effect.
The blue team got all the zones right now, except zone A. So they have a slightly
tough one.
advantage, but the orange team has more hard points, which means they killed more people than the blue team at the moment.
Right.
So they have a little advantage here.
Yeah.
They're all coming.
So again, Roman fighting against Steph, our producer.
Coming.
I have Raman, I have Raman.
That's going to be interesting. Oh,
Come to the hell!
Nice deflect.
I need help.
Nice counter so far.
Need help.
It looked like
Watch.
Ooh, execution.
Where are they?
it's all good.
All right,
It's all good.
Get him.
So Jeff here is going to zone A.
Yes.
Where I should be?
He's alone in zone A, so it's going to be an easy
There's a lot of
capture.
dead bodies here. So
But they've spotted him, right? Mm-hmm. The last survivor.
Good game, guys. Victory for the orange team. This is the For Honor Revelation stream. Everything can happen. Tell your friends, tell your enemies. We'll be back in a few seconds with a more proper introduction. Thank you very much, guys. Good game. See you soon. Stay tuned.
There were no signs. It came without warning. Doom came to us all. the desperate few struggled to survive. Perhaps we had a chance for peace. But desperation and trust are seldom allies. So began a millennium of conflict. A 1,000 years of war. The greatest warriors the world has ever known. The reason they fight, lost to the ages. And yet, here they still stand, searching for a sign of peace. I will show them. I am Apollyon. I bring war.
Yes, guys.
Yes.
Welcome back to this Close Alpha Revelation stream. My name is Emil, aka Space Elephant. I'm with Matthias Arends, a community developer on Far Cry. Actually,
Absolutely.
yes. You may ask, where is Mr. Pope?
Right there.
But yeah, Mr. Pope is right here. Actually, he's at home with his newborn Viking. So we wish you the best of luck.
Newborn Viking.
Yeah,
I
with
like
with your newborn, Eric. So we framed you. This is Eric at his best.
Yep.
I mean, he's probably singing some Bohemian Rhapsody on a karaoke. So I will put you
He's
just
with us. In
yeah,
the
right behind us, so you can watch us and make sure that we do a good job. Yeah. So yeah, this is the Close Alpha Revelation stream because we're launching our Close Alpha tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. EST, guys. I hope you registered, and if you didn't register, don't be sad because we'll do more of those live phases in the future. So don't worry.
What do you have to do when you want to register?
When you want to register, you go on forhonorgame.com. You register,
website.
you choose your best platform, and who knows, for a next live phase, you may be selected. I hope so.
Yep.
So today we have a packed schedule for you guys.
Yes.
We know when we start. We don't know when it's gonna end. Actually, so we will go through all of the characters of this Close Alpha. We'll go around all of our customization system, our progression system. What else? I mean, we'll go through our game modes, the different maps, because there's new maps being revealed on this Close Alpha.
That's really
and
cool. It's the first time we see them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we have a lot of stuff. We also take questions from the chat. Thanks to our guys. Thanks to Fred and James
right
on
there.
the chat. On Mike also here. Thanks to Andrew on the boards. And UbiGabe is on camera too, actually. So you may know UbiGabe from the internet. He's there. He's with us. So we're safe if UbiGabe is here.
Yeah, we don't see
we're
him,
safe.
but his presence is around us.
So guys, it's very important to get your feedback. If you want to, if you're playing the alpha tomorrow, you want to send us your feedback, the best place to do it is on the forums. Yeah. So it's on forums.ubisoft.com. You will find the For Honor forum pretty quickly. You can go on Reddit as well. There's a lot of threads, a lot of discussion, and that's where it's happening. And yeah, that's cool. So so we're exciting.
Very excited.
And we have a Roman here, our game director. How are you, Roman?
Pretty good.
Yeah, not too sad from your defeat.
Oh!
What you?
No,
I don't know what you're speaking about.
You starting like this? Really?
I mean, what is the purpose of this closed alpha, Roman? What do we want to test? What is our objectives with this live phase?
So this live phase, this closed alpha, is the very first time that we will have so many players playing the game. Mm-hmm. And our main objective is really to collect feedback, to see how people will enjoy, what they think we could improve, and collect feedback, ideas, and also a lot of data. Because for the balancing, that is really important. We really need more than the team and the small number of people that played in a previous live phase. Mm-hmm. We really need a shield of data, and that's what it is for.
Yeah. And now what's different is that we can play on the, I mean, the test is happening on the 3 platforms, so on PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Yes.
So that's also very different.
Yes, and that's the first time we actually go on a live phase on console. Previously, we had some technical tests on PC. Mm-hmm. But for the first time, yes, you people on PS4 and X1 will be able to join us.
Awesome.
That's pretty exciting.
That's cool.
Very important question. Is this your mug? It is so cool. Can we do a close-up on the mug?
Yeah, that's a cool mug.
Very important question.
Actually, this is Luke's mug, our brand director. I stole it from him right before the stream. But yeah, we made some prototypes at some point. But yeah, it's like the Warden's helmet.
It's so cool.
And guys, stay tuned because we'll be streaming every day for this closed alpha. So up until Sunday at 3 p.m. EST, make sure to tune in on the Ubisoft Twitch channel and YouTube channel. Yep. So we'll be streaming different types of streams. So this one here is really our revelation stream. So we'll go over the closed alpha content. For the next streams, we'll go over the different characters. So tomorrow we'll stream with one of our game designer, Nicola. We're going to stream about the knights, so we'll go over the 2 knight characters that we're introducing in this closed alpha. On Friday, we'll go over the Vikings, and on Saturday, we'll go over the samurai. And on Sunday, this is going to be our last Let's Play stream, so we're going to stream with you guys, with members of the community, highlight some of your great content, because you can stream this closed alpha. This is something different. This is something big. No NDA, so you can talk about it. You can go on Twitter, you can tweet about it, you can post pictures. You can send your most glorious moments.
Or your rage face.
Absolutely. If you have any cool pics you want to send us, you can do it on Twitter, For Honor Game. Make sure to send us your best warrior face, your best glorious moments on the battlefield. If you post it on YouTube, we want to see it. We want to watch it. We want to see how you guys perform. So make sure to send us everything you do, and we'll be glad to feature it somewhere during one of our streams. Yes. So that's cool. We're very excited. And what are we going to do next?
Yes,
Matthias?
I think everyone here is here also for game, and we're going to show a lot of game.
Yeah.
So the next step is about characters.
Absolutely. So we'll go over the 6 characters that we're... 6? I did this, but I meant 6.
Characters.
Yeah, the 6 different characters that we're introducing in this closed alpha. And we'll start with the knights. I think, Roman, what is your favorite character?
Yeah.
My favorite character at the moment is the Conqueror.
Oh, okay.
His shield is pretty good.
So we'll get to the Conqueror pretty soon, but let's start with the Warden. Andrew on the boards, the Master.
Take it away.
The Wardens. Members of an ancient order, fallen into dust. Sworn to defend the weak, masters of the longsword. Their origins lost to history. Still, they fight for what is right. Driven by duty, devoted to their people. But only a few may join their order.
Oh yes, so we're back with the Warden. Roman, what can we say about this character? We know it's the most versatile knight hero, but how would you describe his gameplay style?
So the Warden is the vanguard of the knights. So the vanguard is his class. Vanguard characters are really all-round type character. They're good in offense. They're good in defense. They are good to throw people out. They're good in the lane. They're good to capture point. They're really that's a different character. And the weapon of the Warden is that massive German longsword.
Yeah.
And the base of that character is that your weapon is your shield. So basically, where I place my weapon, whether right, left, or top, it's where I'm gonna defend. And yeah, some pretty good defense if you want to attack me.
So for yeah, sure, yeah, I'm gonna attack you. Ooh, nice block. I'm throwing a heavy attack.
And yeah, players or viewers were asking in the chat if you're playing on mouse and keyboard or controller, and right now it's controllers.
Yeah, we're playing with Xbox controllers right
But
now.
you can play mouse and keyboard also.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So then, of course, you can attack. So one of the strengths of the Warden is that he has some really fast switch as well. No, on the other side.
Okay,
he has some really fast light combos. So if your first light attack hits, you can, without, if you don't switch stance, you can place freely another light attack. If you wait a little bit too much, it will not be a free hit. Same thing if you switch stance. It's not the second hit is not a free hit. Your opponent actually has a chance to block it. But if you're in the correct timing, you can have the.
And you do that with twice right trigger.
With the right bumper.
Oh,
The right bumper is actually the light attack, and the right trigger is the heavy attack.
Yeah.
Warden's heavy attack are a little bit slower. They deal more damage, especially the top attack. The top heavy attack is actually a really hard hitter, but they are slower. So unless you're facing somebody that is not at his best, you might have issues to hit with a heavy attack at first. You will need to find ways to open your character before. Like for example, one of the default chain of the Warden, it's that chain of.
Yeah, I'll let you hit me.
of
Hit me, Roman. Hit me.
light, and then heavy attack.
And you already lost half of your health points
Yeah.
with 3 hits.
So chains are like combos, combinations of attacks.
Chains are just moves that links that then have shorter build-ups and that can have different properties. And some chains can actually lead to combos.
Okay.
Another useful tool of the Warden, it's like all the characters, he has a guard break that allow you to open the defense of your opponent.
Yeah.
And then after a guard break, you can follow either with a throw, and if you throw somebody on the wall, you will stumble, or with an attack. Actually, after a guard break, you get a free attack. But one thing that is interesting with the Warden is he's got a shortcut to his guard break. So after a dodge, you can actually trigger automatically a throw. But also, after a combo, you can automatically trigger the throw.
Oh, nice.
And of course, you can use your guard break too.
Oh, that's not very honorable, Roman. That.
It's not.
Says the guys who lost.
So for those, because you are used to see Dominion modes, you're used to see 4v4. Now we're playing dual mode, which is a new thing that we're introducing in this closed alpha. But we'll get back to this a little bit later with Biojad, our game designer. But yeah, so we thought that dual mode is the best to showcase all of these characters' move sets.
So also each character has their own set of emotes that you can unlock and customize.
Nice.
And also finish kill is so one a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
One last basic tool of the Warden that is really interesting is that his top light attack actually has defense during the build-up. So if you attack me on the top stance, you see why I attack, I counter your move, and I dealt damage. This
Let's
one
do that
is
again, maybe.
It's actually a really strong attack. Attack me again.
Oh, well done.
It's,
Is it the same with the heavy attack? Because I threw you a light
Go
attack.
heavy attack.
Let's do it heavy attack. Oh, nice,
Whoa.
nice. Oh, you dealt a lot of damage,
yeah.
man.
That's only working on the top stance, but it's actually a really useful tool of the Warden. From the top stance, because he has all the power of his body under his weapon, he's able to pull up that move. And you're gonna see later, this one is really.
Make sure
is
to
really
when you kill me, because I'm already out of energy. Make sure to use the second execution move. Oh,
This one?
nice one. And we saw that you were playing the female warden,
Yes,
Roman. So
indeed.
this one can be
So-
one of a male or female.
Basically, we have three types of character. We have the characters like the Warden, that you can choose either gender, you can be a man or woman. And we have other characters that are only men and other characters that are only women. But overall, it's 50-50. We have 6 characters where you can choose the gender, 3 that are only male, and 3 others that are only female.
And there's no difference in powers, in strengths.
I mean, they're all
There's-
warriors.
They're all warriors. What did we say again? The female word for warrior
Is warrior.
exactly. So cool. So
And that was the first character.
yeah. So we're ready to we're ready to move to the next one. I guess your favorite one, Roman.
The Conqueror.
The Conqueror. So Andrew, when you're ready, let's see what the Conqueror is all about.
In desperate times, conscripted criminals refill our ranks. Sometimes, however, you find a diamond in the rough. The most elite earn their name. Conquerors. Strong as a battering ram. Resilient as a fortress gate. Their flail is as dangerous to the wielder as it is to the enemy. But in the right hands, it becomes unstoppable.
And we're back.
Oh yes, we're back and we're ready to play with the Conqueror, your favorite character. Why is it your favorite character, Roman?
You're gonna see. in just a minute. The Conqueror. So first,
That's a pretty badass character.
what I like with the Conqueror is his weapon set. So
And
he
we
has
can
that
switch to gameplay.
big shield that is really useful for defense. I'm gonna show that.
Oh, nice.
But you
That's
can
beautiful.
also use to open your opponent by bashing him with your shield.
Wow.
But
I love the details.
he
on the
has
It's amazing.
that incredible weapon, the Flame, that you can charge the attack with. And it deals massive damage, and it's really a brutal weapon. So I'm
Oh,
going to show
yeah.
that to you.
And right before you destroy my face completely with this character, how did you guys animate this character with the flare? Did you mocap everything, or I mean,
So-
there's the level of detail of the animation is pretty incredible.
So all the animations of the characters are mock-ups, but the flame is in physics, basically, just like a real flame.
Oh, okay, I see. So I'm playing the Berserker, the assassin.
Yes, we're going to see him a little bit later.
So what's the class?
So the Conqueror is a heavy. That means that is a more defensive character. One thing that is important with our character role is that they are all warriors. They are all on the battlefield to actually kill their opponent. So the difference are not, if you're a heavy, you're not a tank. You're not the guy that's gonna soak damage, but actually is really shitty at killing opponent. No, because you're on that battlefield and you're there for a purpose, it's to kill you.
Yeah.
What makes the difference is from what type of moves or play style are your killing blow coming? Are you a type of character that has a lot of options coming out of his attack and that's a lot of initiating move? Or are you a type of character that is more building up on his defense and using his defense to actually counter his enemy or open opportunities in order to deal damage? And that's more heavy. So I'm
Okay.
going to show you quickly. One thing, so basic, can put his shield in all the directions to block his attack, good. But also, if I hold the right stick down, I go in full defense mode.
Okay.
And now I'm blocking all the direction at the
So
same
if
time.
I attack you right now,
I'm blocking
whatever
everything.
side I attack.
So of course, if you guard break me, I'm open to that.
Oh yeah?
Also, I'm losing stamina over the time.
Oh, I see.
But
okay.
in a group situation, that's pretty useful.
Yeah.
I see.
When you need to wait for your allies to come help you.
Also, because I have that big shield, my defense is actually better. If you try to do any attack, like top, I interrupt your chain. Now do a heavy
okay.
attack, top again.
I'll
Do a heavy top
heavy
attack.
top.
And again, I interrupt your chain.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because of his shield, he's the only character that is able to do that. Usually, like I showed you, is the Warden. When you perform an heavy attack, even if your enemy blocks it, you're able to continue your chain. Light
okay.
attack gets interrupted, but the Conqueror can actually interrupt any type of chain by blocking it. And that's really useful against Assassin's type of character like the Berserker or the
Yeah.
Orochi that we're going to show later, because they are all built around
Offense.
chains and opening your opponent and then chaining.
Being super fast
yes.
and throwing
A lot of
light
fun.
attacks.
Then
Oh, and Eric says hello in the chat.
Oh,
We're told.
hi Eric, you're here, Eric.
Then, because of the inertia of the flay, the one of the cool thing of the Conqueror, if you don't block, is that you're gonna see I can chain almost indefinitely
No.
my attack with the flay and destroy you.
And you don't lose a lot of stamina.
So I'm not losing a lot of stamina because that's the momentum of the attack that drives me on. The only thing is when I'm doing that, I'm not mobile at all. So it's pretty easy
Yeah.
for you to dodge backward and let me try to get the distance. And also it's a really short range move. So as long as you have a little bit of reach on me, you can destroy me.
What is the best way to counter a conqueror, or what is the best way to fight him?
It's you want to try to take the initiative. You don't want the guy to be able to counter you. So either you
You
want
need to
try
be more proactive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You want to try to guard break me, or you want to try to bait me into triggering a move and then counter me or that kind of stuff. But you don't want to let me like block you, or I'm gonna show you I can actually drive the dance if I want. I have something really useful, is that charge attack. And as you can see, I'm charging my heavy attack.
Yeah, and I'm scared.
But I still have my defense. So if you're attacking me, I'm still able to defend
Oh,
and counter using that move. Also, I can use my shield as I was telling you, so either by dodging and then bashing you with it, but I can also use it
sorry.
in a chain with my light, heavy attacks.
Oh. And would you say that is a more advanced character than the Warden, or pretty
He's-
simple to learn as
It's
well?
a little
or-
bit more technical character because you need to really get a sense on defense and
Oh, that's a
timing
crazy
and,
execution. Oh.
and this kind of stuff.
Almost there.
But his default offensive moves are simpler than the Warden. It's basically light, is his only chain, and heavy. Also, he can charge his heavy attack, so he has really a limited offensive set by default. But a lot of his options actually come from defense.
Yeah, that's
Another
cool.
interesting move, it's when you press both attacks at the same time,
Oh
you
yeah.
go into that stance that you
nice.
can keep. And as you notice,
Oh, no,
so
it
I can't
consumes
move.
stamina.
I'm not sure
It's
I
using
wanna
a lot
move
of
forward
stamina,
right now.
but I'm
Yeah.
dealing damage all around me, and also, again, look, I have defense while I'm doing that.
I
So
guess
that's
it's
pretty useful to
Yeah.
to clear the zone.
put space between you and your
Yeah,
enemies.
when you need some room
You
to
can-
breathe.
You can do that in front of a capture point just to prevent the enemies from
Yes, in the
stopping
lane
you.
also it's really useful.
Oh yeah, with the soldiers.
Oh.
Oh, guard breaking.
Yeah, it's actually pretty hard to read what the Conqueror is doing. I mean, when you really have to look at his stance, because the flare can be really
Yes,
the flare can trick you pretty easy.
It's really a fast weapon. As soon as he starts swinging it around, you
You don't
want
really know
to-
where it's
you really
coming
want
from.
to get away, let him finish because he can't move when he's doing that, and then come back and counter.
Cool. So
That
was the
it for
second character.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
so
the
we're-
basic.
It's time to move with the Vikings.
Yes.
So we'll move to the Raider, one of my favorite characters. So Andrew, when you're ready, we want to see the fantasy behind the Raider.
Sometimes a Viking is born who carries the spark of gods. Raiders, we call them. It is a name that can summon armies. Ruthless, fearless, made for battle. The Dane axe was the mightiest weapon of our ancestors. They wield it without mercy. The moment of a Viking's death is chosen by fate. So what use have they of armor? Or of fear?
All right, so we're back with the Raider.
Yeah.
I have to say the Raider is my favorite character, Roman. I know you don't like him.
Oh, I like him a lot.
Yeah, you like to beat him. That's
He's a
different.
pretty strong
That's
character.
different. Yeah, the reason why I like him, and tell me if I'm wrong. That's because he's very versatile. I mean, for a Viking, I like him. What I like about For Honor is the team play. So when you play a Dominion match, that's what I like the most. That's what I find the most exciting. And I think the Raider is a great character for objective-based game modes. He's good in the front to slash other soldiers. He's a good duelist as well. He's not too slow, not too fast. He's kind of a perfect character for me.
He looks so tall, you know?
Yeah.
With a
Yeah,
huge
he
And
eyes.
he's fast at the same time.
And that's one of the interesting things of that character is that he's tall, he's muscular. But also, if you look at him, he doesn't have a lot of body fat. He's actually
It's all muscle.
He goes
He's
to the
actually
gym
all
every
muscle.
day.
He
He's
crossfits.
and he's really fast.
crossfits.
It's you think by seeing this massive axe that it's gonna be a really slow character and stuff. Well, that's true. That's true if I'm swinging with
The heavy
big
attacks.
heavy attacks, but actually his light attacks
They're
are
quite
pretty
fast.
fast.
Oh yeah.
And he has some really interesting combos of light attacks and this kind of stuff. So it's a pretty interesting character. But before starting, go a little bit further down the path. One of my favorite moves with the Raider, it's the one that you can initiate from sprint
Oh yeah, I see.
to the ground.
How do we do that, Roman?
So just by hitting guard break and sprinting, you can grab your opponent and throw him away.
Throw him,
So
yeah.
that's really useful in a group situation when you want to help a friend or that kind of stuff. It's the steaming train.
Yeah. And by the way, we talked a lot about chain moves, special attacks. All of it is on the forums. So if you go on the closed alpha forums, it's open to everybody. So even if you're not registered to the closed alpha, you can go there. You can look at in the game info section. You can look at the move sets. You can look at the chains attacks. All of that is there. And also have a look in the coach's corner because our community guys are doing a lot of cool game guides with a lot of cool moves. So props, shout outs to you guys. The Hall of Heroes people, you do a great job. So if you need information on Hall movesets, it's in the forums. But apart from that, apart from me being killed while I'm talking,
Yeah.
What else can we say?
Yeah, actually there were some questions in the chat asking about range and hitboxes depending on whether you're playing a female or male character. Do you
No,
have an
they're
answer
the
for
same.
that?
They're
the
the same,
same,
yes.
no matter what the
Yes.
gender you play.
Yes.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Same range, same hitboxes. So the Raider, so like all the Vanguard, so he's the Vanguard of the Vikings. So he's the more versatile character of the Vikings. He has his free stance, he has his light attacks that you can chain.
He has a single weapon like the Warden,
Yes. But
two-handed weapon.
he has slightly longer chains than the Warden because he can use both tips of his axe when he attack. That's allow him to chain a little bit faster and a little bit longer. And also he has his heavy attack, and in the same way you can chain them.
And he has crazy execution moves too.
Yeah, also it's pretty badass. He's really powerful. he's hitting really hard. He's hitting like a truck. But one thing that is really interesting with that character is that he has a really cool cookie butter tool. Like, come on, I'm gonna show it to you.
Yeah.
So by default, if I'm pressing RB and RT, I'm gonna perform that move.
Oh.
That you can't actually block. So either you parry it, or you dodge it, or whatever you can
Can I
do.
try to parry it?
Yes, come on.
Oh, I missed it.
Okay. So that move is really interesting. Go back because I'm gonna kill you if I hit you one more time. But what is interesting is that that move can actually be included into his chains.
Yeah, that's spectacular.
Yes.
That's really powerful. That's
I
really
see,
interesting.
I see.
But that move is pretty easy to dodge, doesn't deal that much damage because it can break your guard, so we had to balance it. But it's really a cool tool. He has some more cool tools, but I think we're out of time with that guy. So,
Now it's time to
Right.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
make
the
sure to
fourth
try the Raider.
character.
Yeah, and now it's time to move to the Viking assassin, the Berserker.
Yeah.
The vast forests of our lands are said to be filled with the spirits of beasts. Sometimes those beasts join us on the battlefield. Berserkers. Wild, free, and utterly without fear. They fight with twin axes, but their true weapon is their passion. There is an ancient riddle. What is stronger than steel? Blood, our answer. Blood and fury.
Okay, so we're back with the Berserker, the Viking assassin. Meanwhile, Zyke Suck, I like saying Twitch names on streams. Zikezok is asking, when a character rolls to hit another character from behind, can they get hit? I guess.
While they're rolling, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
while they're running, well, yes, you can get hit, but your hitbox is much smaller and you're moving faster. But if the enemy managed to catch you, you can still be hit. It's during the dodge, at the beginning of the dodge, slightly like 200 milliseconds before the beginning of the dodge, you have a small window of invulnerability. But then when you're rolling, you're out of that window, so you can
They can get hit,
Yes.
yeah. It can still be dangerous. For Honor is a dangerous place, you need to be ready.
So here's the Berserker, and actually,
And this is a female Berserker,
yes,
right?
I choose the women for this one.
Nice.
She's pretty badass.
Oh, yeah.
She looks very twitchy, you know, like ready to
Yeah, and she
fight
is.
with agility.
So, the Berserker is an assassin. Assassins are really good at killing enemies, but one thing that is interesting with the assassin is you can notice on my character is that by default, I don't have a stance. I can go right, but my stance only have a limited durations. So I can't go like, yeah, I'm gonna always be defended on that direction because that's not true.
Yeah. That's pretty
So-
much the same thing for me. I'm playing the
Yeah.
Orochi right now, and if you look at Roman's screen, you can see that I have a neutral stance.
So you need to time well your block. So that's one of the features of the assassins is that their defense is a little bit weaker. It's not that it's weaker; it requires more skills. But
More
one
timing.
thing, yes, more timing skill. But one thing that is interesting, if I'm looking at you, is that I don't know in what stance you are.
Exactly.
So I don't know where you're gonna attack me from before the attack starts. Because with any other character that is not an assassin, he has a stance. Meaning that I know that if you press a button,
side.
you're gonna attack from that side. And if I see you switching stance, I know that since you're switching stance, you're gonna attack from the other side.
Yeah.
etc.
It's easier to predict what your enemy is
Exactly.
going to do.
Whereas with an assassin, I can go, no, I'm gonna attack right, or no, I'm gonna attack left, and you don't know it before the attack starts. So that's pretty useful for the assassin.
And when we look at your interface on the Art of Battle interface, we see that the timing decreases. I guess
Yes.
that's the timing of your block, right?
Yes, exactly. Then, in terms of moves, So the Berserker has two types, like all the character. He has light and heavy attacks. And one thing that is really cool with that character is that you can actually change light heavies, light heavies, light heavies. And as soon as you get you keep the timing and the momentum, well, you can continue.
Oh, so there's like an infinite chain.
Almost, yeah.
You really need to keep the momentum. Of course, it costs stamina.
Yeah.
When you hit, you lose less stamina. So if you manage to successfully chain the hit, you can almost in one chain kill your enemy if it's not really good at blocking. But if your enemy manages to block you, extra, you can interrupt your chain.
And will it regain stamina faster than, say, Conqueror?
That is about gearing and fits, but I think we'll speak about that later.
Yes,
One thing that
absolutely.
is cool with the Berserker Go Backward is that he has some really interesting tools to close the distance because he's a really short-range character, but he can actually.
Ooh, nice. You can jump.
And what is cool is chaining this one is here goes your head.
With a cool... oh. It's one of my favorite execution.
Yeah. Really
That's nice,
cool
that's
look.
nice.
And the Berserker.
And that's a pretty cool character, I have to say. Yeah, pretty original.
So another thing that is really interesting with the Berserker is that we have been speaking a lot about attacks and defense for all the other characters, but assassins, like all the characters, can dodge, but they have a really powerful dodge because they can use their dodge to interrupt some of their recovery, but also to trigger attacks from dodge. So attack me top. Again, a little bit rusty.
Again, Roman. Oh.
That's it. And so I can interrupt my dodge with a light attack, and then from that light attack, I can trigger my chain. In the same way, the Berserker has another chain that is just heavy attack, and if you finish with the top one, this one is really destructive, but no, he didn't have enough life.
Oh, that's another crazy execution. This guy chops heads.
Yes.
Let's be clear.
That's what
Two
axes are
axes.
for, no?
Yeah.
Nice.
So one last round, Roman. Oh.
Wow, nice animation.
Oh.
So it's really the timing that's key.
Yeah, it's a matter of timing. Especially assassin versus assassin is not
It's
easy.
a matter of timing and reading. Like I know that with your Roshi, you're gonna try to dodge a lot, dodge backward, you're gonna try to interrupt me, so I need to always try to keep the distance with you and not let you go away to counter me.
Yeah.
So, time to move to the samurai, guys. So, let's introduce the Kensei.
Every army needs warriors whose specialty is victory. Kensei, sword saints, the guardians of our people. Every great ruler since the fall has trained as a sword saint. Every one. And they are formidable. The Nodachi was long thought to be too large for use in real war. They proved them wrong. Their armor is the strongest of our people. As is their will.
Yeah, footnote.
So, the Kensei.
Yes.
So, the
I love
Kensei.
the video, by the way.
Oh, yeah, the
So
video is.
cool. you
Yeah,
know?
really, really good. I like
Great
the mood.
presentation.
Yeah, absolutely. So, this is the Vanguard, the Samurai Vanguard, right?
Yes,
Roman?
indeed.
Badass.
That's the Kensei. with the samurai wooden armor.
Nice.
So the Kensei weapon is the Nodashi. The Nodashi is a massive two-handed katana with a really long blade. Really long. So it's a character that has a lot of reach, and you need to play with it. But also is pretty fast. But we had a question about stamina, I think.
Yes, from Project Vermino, and he was asking, so when you run out of stamina, do you lose health instead? I'm assuming
So,
when you
no.
continue to perform your...
You don't lose health, but what happens when you are out of stamina, I'm going to show you, is that so like that character by default I can quickly change light attack, as an example. But if I run out of stamina,
One last hit.
so now I'm out of stamina. As you can see, my moves are much slower, and I can't change them anymore. And also, when I'm out of stamina, I can't perform any special moves.
Oh, okay.
So it's really a moment where you should be defending, because if you're trying to attack, people know where it's coming from. And one thing, so I didn't show, that's also interesting, is that your attacks are weaker when you're out of stamina. So if you get parried, you will stumble. Same thing, if you get your balance is less good. So if you get guard break or push, you will stumble.
Oh yeah.
So be careful when you're in that state. So the Kensei. So Kensei, he has the 3 stance, he has his light attack, he has his heavy attacks. Basic stuff.
What is different than the Warden, for example, which is another Knight Vanguard?
One thing that is really different, so first, I have range over you. Yes. That's the thing.
You have more range.
And also, some of my attacks are slightly slower than yours. But one thing that is really interesting with the Kensei is when you go to his chains. So when I'm performing my chain of try to block those, of heavy attacks, should have tried to make that. Basically, the finisher of the chain, the third heavy attack, has a specific property. So if it's a side attack, like the one I did, you might have seen that my character was blinking white. That means that I'm uninterruptible. So here, if you try to trade blow, you can't interrupt me. My attack's still gonna land. Do it again. If the finisher of my chain is top attack.
Oh, that's a nice
it's
one.
an uninterruptible attack. You can block it, and it's actually dealing a lot of
Can I
damage.
parry it?
Yeah, you can try. But what is interesting, if you try to parry it, is that during the build-up of the finisher, I can actually cancel it to the other finisher. Like, for example, if I'm going for the top, no, it was a side.
Oh.
So that's pretty advanced, but that's really powerful with that character. That's really interesting, especially when you're playing that guy that is really good at blocking top, like I mentioned. That's something really interesting. Another really cool move of the Kensei is that even if he's a Vanguard, he's still pretty fast, and he can actually attack while you dodge, and that can be used to trigger his first chain. And that works on the side. But also, like mentioned, that guy has range, so I can use it to cover a distance and hit you from afar.
Oh, okay.
But why I miss you? Because I wanted. No, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh. Because you can. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice one. And we'll go to the Orochi right after that.
Yes. There's one last trick that I want to show you with that guy. That is really interesting. If we can switch camera to your camera, actually.
Yeah, Andrew, if you can switch
To the other camera.
to my camera, yeah. My Warden camera, yeah, that's right.
So if you notice, when I guard break you, if I push you, I'm
stunned.
hitting you with the hilt of my sword.
And
that move stuns you. So what happens when you're stunned? Well, not only your visibility is impaired, but also, as you notice, you lose the information of where I'm standing. You really need to read my animations.
Oh yeah.
And one thing that is interesting is, as I can say, I can use that to actually initiate a specific chain, because from that move, I can actually go faster to my uninterruptible move. And remember, you don't have UI. Oops, I missed this.
Oh, nice.
And you go down.
Double death.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the Kensei.
Awesome. So now next, let's move to another samurai character. Another one.
Sixth.
Yeah, single weaponed warrior, the Orochi.
We samurai are outnumbered. Each of our warriors must be the match of 10 of our enemies. Each Orochi is a match for 100. Swift, strong, the truest masters of the katana. They move like shadows, with lore taken from the ninja clans. Their armor, a perfect balance of flexibility and strength. Orochi, they are the finest warriors the world has ever known.
This is so cool, his move at the end.
Oh,
I wanna
yeah.
Pick up the sword and try to do the same. Yeah.
So the Orochi, the samurai assassin.
Yeah.
What's up with that, Roman?
And we can actually switch to gameplay. There you go.
So
We're
here's my
here.
Orochi. She's pretty fast, as you're gonna see.
Nice.
So, Orochi,
You still
samurai
have
assassin.
both genders for the Orochi.
Yes, for the
right?
Orochi, you have both gender. Actually, all the characters in the close alpha, they are the 6 that can be either a man or woman.
Awesome.
So, she's an assassin, so by default she doesn't have a stance. And so I can quickly go to an attack. One thing that is really powerful with the Orochi, it's the top stance. Why? Because in top stance, on block please. In the top stance, I have a quick combo from light attack. Okay. But also, can use my dodge. With my dodge, I can actually start light attack chains. But one thing that is really interesting with my dodge with the Orochi, it's if I'm dodging backward and doing an heavy attack, I can go into that position.
Okay, nice.
As long as I'm holding the right trigger, I will stay in that position. And from here, come a little bit closer to me. When I release, I will hit you and go through you.
Okay, that's a
But
pretty,
it's a move
pretty hard attack.
that you can block, actually. So try to block it.
When you're ready.
But anytime during it, I can cancel it. So if I know that you're gonna block me, I can cancel it and then trigger a guard break, as an example. Or cancel it, then dodge or switch stance, and
yeah.
this kind of stuff.
And you
So
cancel an attack with the B or
with
the
the B.
X button.
With B
but
button.
the X, the circle button on the PS4.
with B button on Xbox X on PS4, you cancel attacks.
And
so
again,
that allows you
guys,
to feint your enemies.
if you want to see the moves, earlier I said that they're all in the forum. That's true, but they're also in game. So you see Roman just pause the game. You can see all
The
the
combinations.
moves, the combos, everything is there.
So remember, guys, it's an alpha, so that menu is a little bit still rough. It's not the most shiny menu that you will see, but it's functional.
It does a
Here's
job.
the info.
Yeah,
That's
everything
the
is
most
there.
important part.
Okay, so what is interesting with the Orochi, it's if I go behind you. Come on, don't be afraid.
Oh!
Then I have a 3 light attack. And remember, if I'm on stop stance, then I have a second 3 light attack. And if I go through you, I also have a 3 light attack. And if I'm top stance, I have 2 3 light attack. So really, the Orochi is all about using your light attack and your dodge backward and gain your light attack
Your
to
position.
Oh, yeah.
constantly hit and run, hit and run back, hit and run back on your enemy. And that back dodge is actually really useful because you can use it on reaction. Like you try to attack me, can counter you with it.
Wow.
This is a very dangerous character. Actually,
then
he's my nemesis.
The Orochi is the only character that can actually chain an heavy attack for free after a guard break.
Oh.
Break.
So that's pretty useful.
When you say for free, it means with
It means it's a guarantee. It's a guarantee. If you manage to, if you successfully guard break the opponent, then you have your free.
Okay.
Now, actually, if you're against a guy like me that loves to guard break you all the time and throw you and this kind of stuff, if you press your guard break button just at the moment where I'm guard breaking you,
Yep.
you can technical my guard break and deny it. So
Oh, okay.
that's pretty useful.
And what's the best
you
way
really
to,
need to
to
be fast.
counter the Orochi? What is the best way to fight against this
So-
guy? Because I'm scared of him. That
Your current character is actually one of the best tools
Oh, yeah?
that you have against the Orochi. Because first, you can block all my chains and deny me the opportunity to do my chains. Because with your good block, I can chain heavy attack, and I can of course need a chain light attack. But also when you see me going backward, you have a really powerful tool against that. Go down with your D-pad. So
Down
yes,
my
if you're in
D-pad, yeah.
range, you can hit me. But if you're out of range and you get, oh shit, you're gonna kill me, go down with the D-pad. No, with the right stick, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
You can turtle.
So I block everything.
Yes, and your guy can actually use that out of any moves and recovery and that kind of stuff. So if you see me dodging your attack and going for it with that, you can cancel and go in turtle and block me and then counter me for free. Also, one of the issues of the Orochi, remember, is an assassin, so you need to block all of the attack one by one. And remember, your guy has a really fast chains of light attack. Go on. And it's pretty difficult, can be pretty difficult for me to follow
block
with your move
everything,
and
yeah.
block everything.
You need to dance with me with the right stick.
So if Emil were to take the opportunity and like do a chain of swift attacks, it can be very difficult.
Oh, did I win against Roman? Personal achievements.
Unlocked.
Okay, let's
Really
finish
nice.
that.
Round 3. Okay, now he's getting serious.
Yeah.
Good luck, Emil.
Yeah, let's take some time.
Yeah, he's so fast. Oh, guard break. Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Blade in the throat. Oh. Wow.
Dear. That's really impressive. And actually, I think there was a question about execution. They were asking if there are more than.
Last.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, go.
Oh,
That's
that's
wrong.
true
If
because
there are
I
more than 2 executions.
almost forgot I
So
won
yes, so execution you can customize them. You have you can unlock them, then you can choose which execution you're gonna use for a battle. At the same time, you can only have for a battle you can only use 2 execution because in terms of input, it's when you kill your opponent, you press X or Y to choose one or the other. But it's up to you which one you
You
equip.
decide to do. Yeah.
And actually, executions are a little bit different. It's based on their duration. They give you more or less life. When you execute your opponent, on your knees. When you execute your opponent, you regain health, and the longer your execution, the more health you will get. But the more open you are to another opponent.
To carry on the fight, yeah.
Exactly.
Impressive.
That's it.
All right. Thank
Good
you very
job,
much,
guys.
Roman. Thanks
Brian?
for these introductions to all of these characters.
pleasure.
Yeah. See you on the battlefield.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about customization, progression, crafting, all of that.
And the next topic.
But before that, let's go to see all of these characters in action from our latest Gamescom trailer.
Yes.
See you guys.
Take it away, Andrew.
See you soon.
The world fears us. We are the favored of the gods. We plunder new lands. We raid and we grow strong. We live for battle, ready to die in glory.
Cast away from our land, we are rebuilding. Our hearts are strong, our devotion absolute, and our skill is beyond question. We will be remembered.
We are the guardians of our people. We stand strong against all invaders. Duty is our shield, order our weapon. When we defend the weak, we are immortal.
Relax, my beloved, don't worry for me. Don't shed a tear for me, always be near for me. You know these walls, they may fall down. Their heights high and you'd imagine me too.
Bah, ils sont pas compliqués.
And we're
So
back.
we're back, guys. Welcome back to this For Honor Close Alpha Revelation stream.
Yes.
Because the Close Alpha starts tomorrow 9 a.m. Right, guys?
Yeah.
We open the gates at 9 a.m. It's gonna be exciting. Cool. So make sure to ask your questions on the chat. Again, we have our guys James and Fred on the chat. We have Mike here, ready to answer your questions. And with the magic of live streaming, we have all of the questions appear in front of us just without you even notice. So that's fantastic.
So
Cool.
high tech.
So we're with Damien Kiken, our online game director. How are you, Damien?
I'm really good,
Awesome.
even if I lost the match.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I lost
It's
six
a bit
matches.
because of me.
And it's because of me as well.
I lost all my duels against Nicola.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
it's a bit my fault.
I'm very sorry.
That's cool. That's cool. And we're also with Nicolas Godin,
Yes.
who's a game designer on the project.
Exactly.
Nico, you work a little bit on the social features, I think.
Yes and no.
Yes and no?
Yes, for the social, but a lot of the progression as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other system that we'll showcase a few moments later after.
Awesome. So guys, I know on the chat and on the forums on Reddit, we had a lot of questions about our customization system, about how can we equip our heroes to make sure they are the most powerful on the battlefield, but also how can we personalize them to make sure that they fit our own personality. So. Damien, you can guide us through this system, because I know there's a lot of possibilities, a lot of options.
Yeah.
And
So
let's have a look in game, actually.
here
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
in the customization menu, and when I go in the customization part, you can see there is my hero, and then there is two panels, one based on the appearance and the other one based on the abilities of my hero. So basically how that works, I know we had a question from UT Force that was asking us, okay, what do we get, how the progression works. So one of the things you saw during your duels is that at each end of a match, you gain XP. By gaining XP, so XP is based if you won your match, if you played well your match, if you did some cool moves with your hero, if you used well your hero. XP will allow you to level up. And each time you level up, you unlock new content. You unlock appearance content that we will see in a second, but also abilities content that I will also show you in a second. And the other part of the progression is that at each end of a match, you have a chance to get a loot. So you scavenge the battlefield and you have a chance to get a loot. And the loot is your gear, basically. So it's your weapon parts and your armor parts. So first, we'll go through the abilities of the hero.
Sure.
So the feats are like a bit, I would say, the special powers of your hero. And you unlock all of them during the first 10 hours of the game.
Okay. By playing, whether
by
multiplayer
playing,
or
exactly. So by
campaign.
leveling up, by doing anything in any type of match. So here I've unlocked everything, nothing apparently. So it's like one that didn't play a lot. And some of those feats are exclusive to that hero.
Yeah.
Others are shared among all the heroes of the same type, so all the vanguards.
Yeah. All the
share some of
assassins, all the tanks.
Exactly. Share some of the same feats, and then you have all the heroes of the same faction. So like all the knights have also some feats. So here, for example, the catapult, if I'm not mistaken, is a knight feat. And the catapult is a super high level 4 feat.
And you're right, Damien.
And I'm right. Then you have the like revive zone, the Stalwart banner, and this is shared among all the vanguards heroes, for example.
This is I mean, the catapult is a very, very dangerous feat.
Yeah, it's one of the iconic feats. I think we revealed the game. When we revealed the game at E3 the first time, we used the catapult, so it's one of our iconic fields.
Yeah.
It's super useful to clear a lane, to also kill several heroes at once. It's doing a big zone of damage. So it's super useful feat. It's hard to unlock, so you need to get high in your renown score that Bio will explain you a bit later on. But of course, when you have it, you need to use it. The executions is part of the things you can purchase new ones. So all the currency you see here is the currency you get by playing the game. Nicolas will also show you how you can get more with the order system.
And special tricks.
Oh yeah, great.
So the other side of leveling up is unlocking new appearance items. So one of the things we discussed earlier is that, of course, I can change the gender of my hero. This is not something I need to unlock, of course. It's something I can do from the get-go. I can also change my skin color. The Warden is not the best example to showcase the skin color because it's a fully armor hero.
It's good for the fantasy. Like,
it's good for the fantasy.
What you are
if you
inside.
want to play a Black Knight, you can play a Black Knight. So it's still an option we give you. Then I can change the colors. Of course, so I have 3 types of colors. I have the neutral color. The neutral color is the color that is used in game modes where you don't have teams, so like duels, for example. So I can have more fancy colors. And then I have my attacker color, which will always be a variation of red, orange, and then the defender color, which will always be a variation of blue, green. So cold colors for the defender and more warm colors for
Do you mind
attackers.
if I jump in, Damien?
Absolutely.
Right now we have just a few assets for the game. For the close offer right now, you can get to reputation level 5. So let's say that you have pretty much, like, I don't know, what 20% of the content right now, and for all the customization is in there. Wow.
Yeah, it's only a small subset.
So we suggest color palettes, so people at home can't do crazy bad color combinations.
Yeah, it's always a free color palette that comes with it. So you can't do like palettes that would allow you to not be spottable in a battlefield or like from which team you are. I don't know. So we still have rules, but on the player side, super easy. You choose the palette you want. Then we can also change materials. So materials for the Warden is a good example. So like the copper material. So now all my armor is in copper. Those are quite hard to unlock.
Yes, it takes time.
Like for the copper one, you need to reach Renown 4. Now almost Renown 5. And so this is like a good 50 hours of play with the Warden. And you can then decide on which part of the... You can disable some part where the material will apply or not.
Nice.
I'm going a lot in details, but I want to show you like all the things we can do.
Oh yeah.
Then one of the super neat things that we do on the appearance that you can apply stuff on top of the armor. So you can apply a paint pattern. So here you can see the paint pattern on the helmet.
Whoa.
So let's choose that one, for example. You can also apply an engraving. that is really changing also the visual of the material. And I can also apply a symbol.
And it's either an engraving or a symbol, never
Yeah.
both at a time.
Yeah.
That can be actually useful. I mean, to distract your opponent or something like that. I mean,
Like
the level of
you
detail
can't
is
look in
amazing.
my eyes, so you're so disturbed.
That's true. Yeah.
And this is true for all parts of your armor. So I can select a different pattern. I don't have to apply the same pattern everywhere. That's also one of the super neat thing. Honestly, the art team did an amazing job on that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
props
like
to them.
we
have to give them
always
shout-outs.
discover new
Yeah.
things, and so it's people here from Montreal, but also in Asia. We have people in Shanghai, Pune working on that. So we have a lot of
Quebec
people
City,
involved
yeah.
into the customization part. So we're super proud of it. And one of the last thing I want to show you is that you can also, as done here, you can also apply your emblem.
Oh yeah.
So your emblem that Nicolas will show you, you can create your own emblem, and then you can also apply it on your character.
Every character has only one spot where they can put it to make sure it's not just a color festival. So for the Warden, it's this one, but for the other characters, it's going to be either on the shoulder or somewhere else.
Yeah. On the plates for the samurai, for example.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we want it to be visible. And then we have other stuff that are not available in the closed alpha. We have also outfits. So this is our dev outfit. So if you cross people with that or the Ubisoft logo
Run
or an
away.
ornament,
It's us.
it means that it's one of the people from the team.
So don't bash on us. Okay? Like, there's no reason to do
make
that.
sure to say hi.
We
make
don't
sure-
want to become targets. That's why we did that. And the last part of the customization is the armor part and the weapon parts.
So we see that there's different colors, different levels.
Yeah.
How does that work?
So you have two sides. You have one side that is a visual change. So you can see that I'm really changing the visual shape of my helmets. But also, as you can see on the bottom right of the screen, you can see that I'm also changing the stats.
Oh yeah.
And
So
the
you
stats,
lose some.
yeah, it's always a trade-off. So
Yeah.
it's like I want to adapt the hero to my playstyle. The hero is already kind of a type and of a style, but then I can tweak some parts of it to make it really the way I want. So, for example, let's find an interesting one. So, if I change that one, I would have a better defense. But I would lose some sprint speed, and my revenge state defense, this is when I'm in revenge mode,
Yeah.
the defense I have in revenge mode. So it's also a thing I can adapt.
And the number is the level you need.
Is the
to
level.
be,
So,
yeah.
so we have 3 rarities, all accessible in the closed alpha, but you will need to work hard to get to the latest rarity. Here we've unlocked some of them for you to show them, but you unlock the last rarity after a good 50 hours of play, so you need to work hard. First rarity is the standard one, then we have the renowned, and then we have the heroic, the purple one. And we finish rarity, we have different levels. So for example, let's say I took this one that is level 7, and I can craft it to make it better. So if I select it, I can improve its stats. This is our crafting system. And I can select other items to put into that one to make it better. So let's say I'm selecting that one, that one, that one, that one. And as you will see, I will go from level 7 to level 10. So here I'm dismantling all of them.
Okay.
And now I've upgraded my gear
Congrats.
to level 10.
And
Nice.
actually, there was a question
Nine.
about that in the chat. They were asking, how do you intend to balance the items when it comes to newer players facing off high-leveled players?
Yeah, so it's you have to see it at slight changes. So it's not over changing your character statistic. That's first thing. The second thing is that the matchmaking is also handling that. So you won't face a player who has a way better gear than yours. You shouldn't. And the game is mostly skill-based. So even if you have a better gear than me, and I'm a better player than you, I will still beat you. And it's a trade-off. So saying that you have a super high gear means that some of your stats will be better than mine, but some of those will be much lower than mine. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So you it's like you made your weakness stronger, more weak, and your strength higher. So it's always a balance. I haven't shown the weapon, but it's crazy the amount of variation you have, visual variations. One of the things we can do is also swap gear visual. So let's say I like a statistic, but I don't like the visual of an item. I can select from another item that is of the same rarity and apply the visual to it.
That's very useful.
So you can spend hours.
You can spend hours in the customization system.
You have to know that there's a cost to it as well, so it's never free. So think twice when you're going to do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the main use of your currency you get, is to do that, is to improve your items, to change the visuals, and things like that. And I know we had a question earlier. I think this one was from one of our community leaders who were asking if we had a crazy stuff.
As in crazy cosmetic.
Crazy cosmetic. So the Conqueror is a good example, but it's also a thing I can show you. So here, I can't customize my Conqueror, as you can see, because I haven't recruited my Conqueror. So you have some heroes that are recruited from the beginning, all the vanguards, and then you have other heroes that you can recruit. So to recruit, you need to spend 500 steel. So it's something I will do right now.
Oh.
So I've recruited the Conqueror, and now I can customize him. So a hero that you haven't recruited, you can still play with him, and you can still level up with him, so you can still unlock stuff. It's just that if you want to customize the character, you need to recruit
him first.
Yeah. And one of the good examples is that, as you can see, you can the Conqueror has some crazy stuff. So like I think the ball here, the chain is a good example. You see the head.
Oh, nice.
So
Very
we don't have all
flair.
of the items in the close alpha, but like this would be a more classical one, and this would be a more crazy one.
Okay.
And we have the same. You can customize the shield also. We have a super cool version of the shield that I don't want to spoil, but
they are
we have
crazy, but there's
ones.
not there. They're not there. We're going to keep some surprise for later, right?
Yeah.
Don't spoil. Oh wow, you can even.
Yeah, and you can
360.
look at those.
That's really nice.
So this is pretty much it for the customization. We went through the gear, the crafting.
Do you want to show the scavenger?
The scavenger, yeah. Very good point.
And that's why I'm there.
That's why you're there.
This is the only reason why I'm there. After I'm going to leave in the end.
One of the
job done.
One of the other super cool use of the steel you get is to scavenge new gear. So you don't have to always play matches to get new gear. So here I can scavenge new gear right away from the customization menu, from the heroes menu. So let's say, I want to get new weapon parts. So I can get 3 random gear or 3 random armor parts, one of each, 3 random weapon parts, one of each, or a more premium one with a higher level one. So let's get that one.
But you don't know what it's going to be.
No, you don't know what it's gonna be. So here I've looted level 2, and the quality of what you loot is based on your hero level, always.
Okay.
So here I got this new helmet, for example, and then you can equip from here also if you want. So super useful, also tool if you want to get more gear. Even for crafting, you want to level up one gear, you can just go in Scavenger, scavenge some gear, and then dismantle them into the helmet you like or the weapon you like. Yes.
Wow.
One of the other neat thing also in the heroes menu is the place where you can see the move sets while not playing. So take your time, learn the moves from here. And we have also 2 videos that I won't launch now, but that really explain all the moves, the basic moves, but also the advanced one, a bit what Roman showed you
Like a
previously.
mini tutorial.
Yeah, and it goes the advanced go pretty much in depth. So if you want to know what are the special moves of your character, you can go there.
We had a question on the chat from Leaping Lizard. I love that name. Do we have how many emotes or taunts do we have per characters?
So you can't change the emotes in the closed alpha. So it's one of the things you can't edit in the closed alpha. You will be able to edit them in the final game. And for the final number, it's not something we have set yet.
Yeah.
So it's something we'll come back.
But there will be some
later
choices
on.
for sure.
But you will, of course, you will have.
We'll have some surprises for you.
Yes, and you have 4 emotes by default.
Okay.
2, so you trigger them by holding a Y or a triangle button. Pressing or holding, and you have different emotes if you are locked with
On
an
a target.
opponent or if you are free.
Great.
Maybe you want to show the emblem and
Yes.
then go on the
I'd love
orders.
that actually.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay, thank you. So one of the things that we'll ask the player the second he launched the closed alpha is to create his own emblem. If he's lazy, oh my God, who created that one? You're such a romantic.
Yeah.
It's not a random, right?
very
It's
badass.
like
This one is the only that is not random.
okay, good job. So you have 4 slots possible where you can edit your emblem. The faction choice you will do by beginning the game will impact the form of your emblem. So circle will be for Vikings. There's a shield form for the knights, and then more of a rectangle form for the samurai. So let's say I want to edit this one, so I just press X. And we can do a lot of things. We can randomize if you are lazy and you don't want to, like, you have a lot of stuff and it's already very different. And it's very simple, but you can go in details. So let's say you can choose a background. So, and when you choose a background, you have a variety of like patterns that are like knight, samurai, or Viking related. You have a selection of them, you can choose them, and you can also transfer them. If you want to move, resize them,
That's really cool.
change the position. So you can be super creative with this.
Yeah.
I'm not the one who's the best in terms of creation, so
Because
I'll
of
just
design.
put that there. And but you can also change the color of this. You can change from 1 to 3 colors per patterns. There you go, and you can always have it randomized for the lazy people out there. That I like to use a lot. So. Okay, great. So after
And
that,
when you're
Yeah,
playing
go
on
ahead.
PC, I mean, you can customize all of that with the mouse. So
yes, everything can be done by PC as well. Yeah, no problem with this. You can apply like layers of symbol. Right now, there's only one right there, and it's beautiful. But you can put even more in there, and we have always like. Very precise symbol, but also some very forms that are just very neutral.
Yeah.
But that's good for people that want to be creative with this. And we already saw how the creativity of people can be for the greater and for the bad. But that's okay. Like that's perfect for us. As long as you create something, we see it and we're happy with it. So there's a few layers, and you can also change the outline. That makes it even more badass.
That's super nice.
Awesome. That's cool. If you guys want to create clans or groups of warriors,
Just
that's cool.
choose your emblem.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Express your creativity.
And there's maybe one thing that I could show after. Yeah, it's the order system. We mentioned a few things about currency in the game. Well, one of the main way to get currency is by the order system. The order system is you can access it from the map with the left bumper. And on this, you have access to daily orders and contract orders. The daily orders will refresh every 24 hours, and we ask you simple stuff like match completion, but just a few of them. We think, like, let's say around an hour of gameplay, or 1 hour and a half of gameplay, you can complete them very easily. And it's your main way to get the steel, the currency we use in the game. So let's say for this one as an example, just 15 takedowns in a Dominion match, and with one match you can do 7. With I think this is accurate. And like so, let's say in 2 matches you can easily complete them. You get also some XP for your characters, and for the daily we have some action that we ask people to do in PvP or if you want to play versus AI or in private, this is also possible, but it's the second daily order we're going to ask you.
In private or not? You can play against
In private,
AI also
yes.
with friends,
Exactly.
with people in matchmaking, and also do that.
That will work as well,
Yeah.
yes. As for the contract orders, I have some equipped right now, but you start a game with none equipped. And once you select on this, you have a selection of 9 contract orders. These things are takes more time or takes more skill. So let's say just killing a big number of soldiers, 400 or something, or let's say do a duel but don't die once, or just die a few times in X matches of Dominion. It's going to be tasks that require more time and more skill. And by completing these, you get mostly experience points, and they are given to the hero that completed the order. The order are completed after a match, and then it's the end flow of a match where you get the XP to your character. Awesome. So think very well with which character you want to give your XP to. Yeah. And you get a little amount of skill as well, because it's always great to have skill in your pocket. I think that's pretty much it. I won't go too much into detail for this.
Cool.
That's cool, guys.
Well, and the players can discover it in the alpha.
Yeah. He's autonomous as well. He can do things by his own.
Armor Donio is asking on the chat, guys, what happens when we create offensive emblems? Guys, of course, use the emblem editor with good taste. I mean, you can be banned for this, so make sure to
look at the code of conduct.
Yeah, we have a code of conduct on the forums.
Don't be surprised if something happened to your account if you're too offensive with your emblem.
Yes. You don't need to create pink hearts on all of your shields, but use it with good judgment. Yeah. Thank you, guys. We'll see you later in our Let's Play streams later this week.
Yeah.
So it's going to be exciting. Thanks a lot for your time. And see you soon. But as a transition, we wanted to make you dream, guys. So we made this video with some elite outfits that we've created just for you, just to make you dream about your future customized character.
From the whole content of the game. So
Absolutely.
You might not be able to reproduce that in the close alpha.
You might not be able to reproduce that in the close alpha.
Don't be sad about this.
But who knows? Yeah. So coming up next, we'll talk about the maps in this close alpha. So stay tuned.
Wow, super cool outfits.
Oh yeah, you want them all.
Yeah.
Right?
What's the code for them? Give me.
What's the cheat?
We have the cheats.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay, let's talk after the stream.
Yeah, okay.
So we're back with Mr. Jeff Eleanor, level design director.
Hey guys, nice to be back.
Yeah, absolutely. To talk about the maps. So just before we start, we have some cool flyover videos of our maps.
Yes.
What does a level design director do actually?
Well, cool flyover.
Aside from the obvious, I work with the level art team and the level design team, and the places that we make, the actual layout of the maps is made by my team, the level designers, and I work closely with the art direction to make sure that we're bringing the feeling that the designers intended into the maps, and to kind of let the artists help us create those spaces. I work closely with my friend Christian Diaz. Shout out to Christian, to make sure everything looks badass.
And it looks badass.
Yeah, it does.
It really does.
Oh yeah, it really does. Yeah. So we will go over, we have 3 maps in this close alpha.
Cool.
One for each faction, of course. So we'll go over the maps. Jeff, Yeah, tell us what it's
Take
all
it away.
about. Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
let's see it.
Yeah, so we'll start with
The Citadel Gates map.
The night.
Sure. Citadel Gate was actually one of the first maps we ever made. This one really helped define a lot of how we build our spaces. We remade it like a bunch of different times. And we really focused on making sure that our players could understand the game modes. Back then we were still kind of developing Dominion mode and kind of prototyping and figuring out how everything was going to work. So Citadel Gate is all about these beautiful lines of sight where you can see all of the objectives and have a really great sense of the battlefield at all times.
Wow, and we see that there's a difference between sometimes it's nighttime, sometimes it's daytime. How does that work?
Yeah, well, we have nighttime and daytime, and it gets crazier than that. We actually allow you to play the map in different locations in our world. So you get to play this in Ashfeld, which is what we're looking at here, which is sort of the Knight's territory. And you're also going to get to play it in the Mire setting with entirely different trees and vegetation.
Which is this samurai environment. Yeah.
Exactly, and you even get to play that same map in Valkenheim, sort of as in a Viking winter.
And what is your design philosophy when you work on such maps?
Obviously, it's a multiplayer map, so I'm really focused on selling the best possible experience for the game mode. We have to support dual mode, Dominion mode, all of the different ways that you can battle inside these environments. So it's important to us that you have a great experience in all of those things. And the mantra that we say in the level design team is always great fights everywhere. So I have to have opportunities for great duels in every objective zone, in every transition between those zones. And we just keep driving and keep testing until we're really happy with what we have.
Yeah, I like this philosophy. Great fights everywhere.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Level design should have it on a t-shirt somewhere. Yep.
So now we move to the samurai map called Overwatch.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
Very cool logo.
Yeah. So it's raining
Overwatch
here.
is all about these two huge bridges. Controlling your opponent's bridge is kind of one of the strongest strategies to win in Overwatch. I love this map because it's so sprawling. Like the fights actually get pretty separated because once you're up on those bridges, you're playing in a really different area. And here we're seeing it in the rain, in the mire. It looks badass.
Yeah, totally. Is there any interaction with the environment in those
You
maps?
see those pits right there?
Yeah, yeah.
See, these places, if you play this map a lot, you're going to fall in those pits a lot, or you're going to throw other people in those pits a lot. And they gradually open up over the course of the match. So that when you start the match, there's only a couple of pits open, and gradually as time goes on, all 4 of them open up. So you don't want to be standing on top of those wooden plates near 2/3 of the way through the match, because there's a pretty good chance they're going to drop out on you.
And at first you don't realize it because they're closed. So
That's
you're
right.
Like, that's fine, you know, no danger. Impressive.
And what's the difference from a level design perspective when you work on, because of course in For Honor there's multiplayer, but there's also a campaign.
Right.
So what's the difference when you have to build maps for both modes, because it's very different?
Well, when you're playing a campaign mission, you really don't care about how players get back to the beginning.
That's true.
So balancing is not an issue because it just matters that the story beats are fun and that the objectives are fun to play. But all of our multiplayer maps are very, very carefully balanced, and it's really about making sure that you can get to everywhere in the map from both teams' pathways, which are not always very symmetrical, in the exact same amount of time, with all of the different characters, with all of the speed modification you can have. So we spend a lot of time on balancing. It's much more a part of it. In campaign, we don't care about balancing. We just want you to have a great time and make sure that
That it's exciting.
that it's we want you to go and go on an epic mission. But it's a very, very different approach. Yeah. Typically, you only stay in one part of the campaign map for an objective, and then you move on to a new part of the map. In multiplayer, you're always playing everywhere all the time.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's move to the last map. Yeah, the Viking map called Riverford.
Yes.
I love this one because it's so intimate. It's got such a mix of small spaces, and it takes literally seconds to get across this map from anywhere to anywhere.
And it's beautiful with the snow. I mean,
yeah,
I would like to be married in this map.
It's an unusual request, but we can make that happen. Maybe I don't know if spike traps are a big part of your wedding fantasy, but
maybe not.
Up here at Point A, you can see the whole battlefield, which is very important to our kind of tactical philosophy of level design. But this one's really, and the fantasy of this location is really all about the catapult in the middle. And you kind of see that in the match start and end cinematics, depending on which team you're on, that the attackers want to get in and destroy the catapult, and defenders are defending the fortress.
Yeah.
Someone is asking on the chat, are there any dynamic events happening in the map? Like, I don't know, bridges crashing or stuff like that?
We really didn't do too much of it to affect all of the different game modes. There's some little things that can happen, like traps can open, or in some maps you have interactive traps where player can, you know, if you work with a co-op buddy, you can kind of lure someone back over to your trap and drop a spike trap on them, which is one of the best player stories I heard from the previous closed alpha. And generally speaking, we're concentrating on making sure that the map plays consistently throughout the round, or it does some bad stuff to the game mode. In campaign, I would love to drop a bridge on somebody, hypothetically. We could totally do that. But in our multiplayer maps, we're not doing too many things that transform the entire space, because we need all of the routes that we have with 4v4 to make sure that we're providing a balanced experience.
Yep.
That's cool. Thank you very much, Jeff.
Hey, my pleasure.
Thank you.
So we'll have a lot of fun playing those maps during the closed alpha.
Yes.
Cool.
And again, no NDA. So if players want to share, you know, their pics,
those great stories,
videos,
your glorious moments.
Awesome.
That's the time for that.
Yeah, it's super exciting.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Jeff.
Thanks.
So we'll move on to the game modes right after that with Biojad. But before, a little recap of our Gamescom experience, because we had a lot of fun there. And also your hosts need to take a little sip of water. So see you soon. Right after this video with Biojad, we'll talk about the game modes. Hello everyone, this is Space Elephant. I'm actually in Germany with the For Honor crew for Gamescom. This week was a big week for the project because we announced all of our warriors in the game, but also we announced the date of our next closed alpha, which is September 15, so make sure to mark the date. But aside from the madness of the event, we decided to take our star players to the Marksburg Castle, which is an authentic medieval castle from the 13th century. So it was the best scenario to put us in the For Honor mood for battle.
What I like most about For Honor was playing as a team and how the game was really catered to and encouraged that, and just teaming up with my friends and the other star players to just kick ass and execute some samurai, really. Are we allowed to say that? Sorry, it sounds really bloody.
You hear everyone screaming in your ear like, go to B, go to point A, and you're like, okay, let me kill them guys, and just run. And with single player, you really focus on the gameplay. Like, okay, what is he going to do? Is he going to block left, right, up? And you're really more focused with that. So both are really fun.
This was the first time at Gamescom, and it's been a long-time dream come true.
Meeting community members in events is extremely cool. I like being able to meet them, talk with them. We want to be able to have this interaction, this dialogue, and that's how we're going to make the game better. Always a pleasure. It was a pleasure at E3. It is a pleasure at Gamescom, and it will be a pleasure to meet you all in all the events we're going to do around the world.
Really excited for the community to actually get their hands on some of the single player aspect as well, because the multiplayer is great, and we've seen gameplay, and it is amazing, it looks amazing. I can't wait for them to actually try out the single player campaign and get a taste of the story.
I am now in front of the For Honor booth in the middle of the action at Gamescom. So here we have 64 pods. So you can try the campaign, you can also try the multiplayer, of course, with new characters. Another thing we're doing here is masterclasses. So we are hosting a masterclass every day at the Ubisoft Lounge with members of the dev team. I'm with Biojad, game designer on For Honor, and Damien, online game director. So we just won 2 prizes at Gamescom, Best PC Game and Best PS4 Game. Guys, what this prize mean to you?
It's amazing. Can you imagine we have the best PC game here in Germany at Gamescom? We couldn't have wanted more. It's amazing.
Guys, any final word for the For Honor community?
And please come in the closed alpha Let's fight together so we can make that game even better than it is.
For Honor!
For Honor!
Cool, so we're back on this Close Alpha Revelation stream with the members of the For Honor team. We're live from Ubisoft Montreal right now. This is not a pre-recorded show. We are live in your TV right now. And we're back with Biojad and Roman again. Roman doesn't need any further introduction, but Biojad, you're a game designer on the project.
Yeah, I designed the game
a couple
modes.
of years.
Yeah, a couple of years, yes. I'm a seasoned warrior now.
I really like your hair, by the way.
Thank you. Changing every time.
Yeah, absolutely.
To keep you on your toes.
So we just saw you in the Gamescom experience video. How did you like this experience? Because we won awards there, so it might be special a little bit.
Well, I've been to a lot of events and it's always a blast, but this time it was great. We actually won Best PC Game and Best PS4. We were ecstatic when we knew that we won. It was very good news, and especially since we had recognition from our community. People really like us. They voted for us before, but now having recognition from the judge there was really great for us. We were happy that all the work that we've put into doing a good hands-on demo, because it's really important for us to be hands-on every time. Well, it ripped its reward, so we were super excited, and I could collect it, so I felt pretty boss.
That's cool. But now you're here to talk about the game modes, because we have new game modes in this close alpha. The first one being dual mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was the most requested thing we had when we did other live periods, actually. People wanted and requested dual heavily. We were already planning to do it, but we were super glad to be able to give it to the players now on the alpha. And it's really the best place to test your skills against another warrior or your friends.
But maybe because now Roman is playing Dominion at the moment, so let's talk a little bit about that, and then after that we can go back to Duel. We've seen Dominion a couple of times in different YouTube videos, but what any interesting information can we give to our players this week?
Well, so Dominion changed a little bit since last year. People played already at our other live periods. One of the differences is I and the team added more ways of having different tactics. We added depth in other things about the renown. So the renown is the way you gain defeats. Roman just used one, by the way, the Fiat Lux, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed.
So the feats are those special abilities that were introduced by Damien earlier, but you unlock them by performing actions in the game. So it's a bit like in-game XP if you want. And depending on the type of hero you're playing, a heavy, a vanguard, an assassin, or we'll see later the hybrids. Well, depending on the type of hero you're playing, you're going to gain renown differently. For example, if you play a heavy and you have assists, or you fight against multiple opponents, you're going to get more renown. But if you are a vanguard and you fight in the front, you're going to get more renown than an assassin.
Okay.
It's just because your hero is especially effective in that position. So you get rewarded more because you play the game mode in an effective way. You always gain some. Even though you're playing heavy, of course you get renown when you kill someone, but you get more if you're an assassin and you kill someone in 1v1. So all of those things are subtleties that our most advanced player will be able to harness to perform even better than people that just start, or whenever you're going to progress and learn more about the mode. You're going to see how to maximize your renown and use those high-impact feats. And also that renown is your score at the end of the game. So the most renown you have, the more XP you're going to get to level up your character and get all the tasty customization we've seen earlier.
And there's something new that we didn't see in the very first live period that we did last year, is the revive feature.
Absolutely. So that one is very cool, especially in breaking. At the end of Dominion, whenever you get 1,000 points, you put the other team in breaking, which means they cannot respawn. So whenever you kill them at that time, you're going to win the game. But you can still revive your friends, except if you execute them. If you execute someone, you cannot deal well. He has no head most of the time, so it doesn't help or push him down.
It makes sense.
Away from the map. But most of the times you can survive your friend, like you see on the interface here. Roman could revive his friend that is nearby. You see the little icons.
He needs to run fast.
So, or communicate with your friends so they can wait to be revived because you're gonna get right there on the battlefield, gain some renown for being revived, and you get full health and everything. So it's really useful to come back when you are in breaking, but also to be just ready into action and turn the tide of overwhelming combat.
And you mentioned you can talk to your teammate to go and revive your friend. Of course, teamwork is very important in this mode, and communication as well.
It is very important. Well, there's a lot of tactics to be had in that mode, the way that you're going to cooperate with your friends, but also how you're going to counter the enemies. If you see them roaming in packs, spread out, because you're going to be able to get all the control zones. If you see that there's a lot of people in a zone, well, just take the opportunity to get somewhere else. If you're in advance, take the front, because it's longer to take, so you can put the enemy into breaking and get it back. Or if you are in breaking, focus on the zones. So it's all things that you have to be aware of and make sure that you use the best tactics at any time. For example, the control zones, if you stand in a zone that you own, you double the points that they give you per second. So having a heavy there that stays on the zone and that protects it is going to make it so much points for your teams. It's really a good tactic to be had. So it ties in well with the way you're going to select your team in the character selection.
Yeah, and speaking about that, is there a way to, I guess there's no magic, but is there a perfect way to create your team? I mean, if you're all playing assassins, does it work? If you're all playing vanguards, is it okay? Or should we mix, different classes?
Well, it can work depending on the way you're going to play the game afterward. If you have a very specific character selection like all assassins, you got to make sure that you're going to harness the power of mobility and very lethality. But you're going to have a hard time taking the front, you're going to have a hard time defending zones, so you're going to make sure that if you have a team that's very special like that and not more balanced in types of heroes, you're going to use that in your tactic. If you don't use it in your tactic, you're going to fail. But it's the same thing as well for a balanced team. If you don't use it in your tactic well and you don't have a good presence on the map and harness the power of every hero for himself, you're not going to win the game.
Yeah, I see. So cool. So we already know Dominion. I think those were very useful and information. Could we switch to duel real quick?
We can, because Roman is actually playing with AIs, which is one of the things we really wanted to have. You can play with bots in the game,
yeah, that's cool.
So you can train, learn more about the different modes, but also polish strategy with your friend or by yourself.
Yes.
So the AIs are really something important for us to be able to push your gameplay forward in all of the modes, and there's different level of difficulty for the AIs, so you can really train. And to be honest, the highest level of boss that we have are kind of hard to beat. Sometimes I have the humiliating event of losing against a bot, which is very humbling, to be honest, but they're very good as a training tool or just to have fun or complete orders against AI. Yes. And if you just don't like playing against players, also you can play forever in PvE, sorry.
Against bots.
Yeah.
And bots are not so dumb. I mean, they can be pretty hard to beat.
They're pretty good.
Do they adapt to your level, to your equipment?
We have different bots, and they will be selected depending on your level, or if you do a custom match. Yeah, the DFA is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Whenever you push an enemy on a lower level, you can use your heavy attack and just jump on them. One-shot kill. But if you do it from too high, you're gonna get damaged too. Yes. So be careful. Obviously. And you can miss. There's not auto aim. If you just do it too late or you miss your shot, you're gonna get damaged, and it's just gonna turn around and laugh at you. So yeah, as I was saying, the level of difficulty of the bots depends on your level. So we rank you basically under the hood with your skill level, and if you just do matchmaking, we're going to matchmake you with bots, but you can also do a custom match and choose the level you want.
Nice.
That's
so
cool.
the duels, as I said, was really requested. There was a lot of hype about having a duel. And the very interesting thing with the duels that we've done is in rounds. Because fights in For Honor are very deadly, so we could not just, there's one round and then you lose. It would have been a bit underclimatic. So it's a best of 5 actually. Okay. You gotta win 3 rounds. We can have draws and everything, but it's a best of 5, and each round you're gonna move to a different area of the map. It's smaller arenas that are enclosed.
Smaller chunks of bigger maps.
You cannot run away from the fight.
But it's still a familiar environment. I mean,
it's still within the map. So it's yes, it's familiar, and you can. The best way to win a duel is really to harness the power of the environment. Like we've seen the bot here, he used the wall to push Roman in it, and the special thing with the Raider is when you push someone in a wall with the throw, you actually stagger him.
Yeah.
You stun him. So it's one. The bots are not dumb, huh? They use the environment too. So using drops. There's some maps with fire pits. Some of them have spikes.
Whoa.
So depending on your environment, be making sure that you play the arena carefully.
Nice.
For example, the Berserker we've seen earlier, he relies a lot on dodges. So if you see that you have a narrow arena this time, you gotta be careful because you cannot use your side
skills.
dodges as much. So you're gonna maybe have to move in a different place in the arena. So some arenas have specific challenges in them. The way that they were created by Geoff and his team is to really challenge you and have a lot of variety in terms of gameplay between the different arenas. Some are open, some are smaller, some have hazards like the pits that we've seen.
But you have the same progression system. Even when you play in duel, you have the same.
There's a small difference that there's no feat in duel. So really the way to win is not using those special abilities, it's only the fight.
But it wouldn't be fair, like throwing a catapult to a single enemy. To a single enemy.
Feats are more of a strategic element, for sure. And lots of them rely on the team also, not all of them, but lots of them. So really, duel is the way you fight. You only have your weapon, you only have your skills. There's no bullshit. So you see there, that, for example, is a fire trap. So if you push someone in it, he's going to catch on fire. If Roman is able to beat that bot, I have doubts now.
Almost
so
on
really,
fire.
the way you're going to play the map is super important, but also the skill set that you're going to use and how you harness the power of that specific hero is going to make a big difference. So you can think about the fact that the Orochi has shorter throws, like you've seen, there's not as much distance as the Wardens or the Raider. So it changes a lot the way that you can use that specific arena. Yeah, that's embarrassing.
First time he's losing.
I'm sorry.
Easy one.
It's sad.
It's super useful in like practice mode when you want to try a combo that it's difficult. You just choose a bot to practice that specific move.
Well, they're gonna also challenge you. It's really not just practice. They're actually really fun to play against. Personally, I like playing a few matches to warm up before I go in PvP. I'm gonna do that this weekend before playing with you guys. Sorry, I'm gonna warm up a little bit.
That's a good warm-up.
They're very good, and they're very interesting to do things like the deflect you just did. The timing is really hard, so you gotta know it, and you gotta be kind of skilled to be able to pull it off. So this is a great place to train specific things like your deflect.
And you cannot be saved. And you cannot be saved by your teammates. So it's really on you.
There's nothing else than you
and
the opponent in that mode. And I really like playing it against other players. It's fun to see how people use tactics in game and how they use their combos, or they will try, for example, to block you for a little while so you lose your stamina, and then they use that as a window of opportunity, or they be super aggro. They can try to lure you next to traps like this where they can pull you, but they're going to be aware of it, so you can take the guard breaks. There's a lot of mind games into that mode because it's very personal. And extremely visceral. You saw earlier when Roman was demonstrating the characters, and there, the fights are extremely lethal. So there's something. Every hit counts. Every hit counts, and you gotta be aware of it. Sheesh. Wow.
Okay. 2-1.
2-1. So we're gonna watch. Let's see if Roman can come back from this. It's just it's a bit sad.
I guess we can start maybe answer a few questions
from
the chat
because
we have a lot. Also, meanwhile, guys, we have codes for you. If you guys couldn't join the closed alpha this time,
that's tasty.
Yeah. Don't worry, there'll be other live periods in the future. But if you want to join this one, we're gonna have codes to give you on a Twitch chat. So if you are on a Twitch chat, you just have to type !raffle in the chat. Our guys Fred in the chat will launch the raffle. We have Xbox One and PS4 codes for you guys. So !raffle, not waffle. This is something different. So you get in touch with our guys on the chat, Fred and James. So let's get crazy. And meanwhile, we still have a couple questions. So Matthias, is there one that you want to ask?
Of course. Yoti224 is asking, will private matches be available during alpha?
It's still an earlier version of what we will have in the game later, but you'll be able to make your match and play against bots for sure. But it's the early version of the full realization that we're going to have. People have to keep in mind it's alpha, and we really want to have and harness all the stats we can. But those private match will be available in a smaller scope than what we're going to reveal into the later game.
But for now, you can still play with your friends, with your Uplay friends. You can form your team.
Yeah, you can absolutely play with your friends, with your Uplay friends.
That's cool. We have, what do we have? Someone is asking, I mean, Karu7 is asking, is this game just multiplayer? Of course not. We have a campaign that will be in the final game for sure. You can watch a trailer. The E3 2016 trailer
you
was
can also watch
all about the campaign.
The many gameplay videos that got out from E3 showing us some single player missions.
Yeah, the single player is actually really fun. And you can play it in co-op too. But really having to be able to play the same mechanics in very different environment changes the game completely. So personally, I really enjoy seeing how the art of battle shines into very different ways, depending if you play in single and in a narrative environment, or if you play with the tension of the PvP. It's really almost like having different games and see how those mechanics shine very differently, and your playstyle will adapt.
I see the Aspen GC8 is also asking, can you queue up with a friend, and what happens if they are higher level than you for matchmaking?
That's a good point.
You can queue up with your party friends, yes, of course. And basically the way it works is you have a rating. So we're going to find opponents that fit with your party. Depending on the way that your party can be eclectic, we're going to do different matches. But of course you can, and we're going to try to adapt to have the best opponents against you and try to find opponents that fit your party and the level of the different players in it.
Each player has a matchmaking rating, and then those levels are taken into account to create a matchmaking rating for the party that then can evolve based on your match in that specific party.
And also works with the bots. If a player drops and the bots replaces them, for example, it's going to be selected with the level of the players. So we make sure that the game is the fairest possible.
Yep.
That's great.
One question from Darklurker23, and when I quote him, I thought this was a medieval MOBA. It's an action adventure?
Well, the genre of the game is hard to say. To be honest, whenever we designed the game mode, we were inspired with different games and different type of game, and we didn't want to be confined into one type of one little box exactly, because the art of battle is so unique and different. We wanted to find mechanics that made it shine. So everything that worked well in For Honor, we wanted to incorporate it. So the genre is hard to say, but really whenever you're going to play the campaign, it will feel a bit more like an action adventure. And whenever you play the multiplayer, some people say it's like a shooter with swords, because it's really intense. It's really intense. The rhythm of it, when, like you saw in the Dominion match, is very intense, fast-paced. And you gotta take split-second decisions. So, and the duel, some people say it looks a bit more like a fighter, so it really depends on the way you fight, but also the different modes feel like different genres.
Great.
Fantastic.
Maybe one last question from Bad Dodger, who's asking, will this game be playable in 4K resolution?
Roman?
On PC, depending on of your hardware, yes, for sure, and on PS Pro also.
So there's good news.
Yeah,
it is.
But you're gonna have a good machine. So I can run it, but maybe not everyone.
In terms of specs, we are still optimizing it. So, but if you have a computer that is able to play any game, any current game in 4K, you will be in the correct.
Nice.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
There was the last question that I wanted to answer.
Oh, sure, Roman, go ahead.
Which was about when can we expect this game to be downgraded? So
Cynicism.
what you saw today what you see in all of our trailer is actually captured in game. And what we saw today, yes, it was running on PC. It's a PC currently running it, but it's the same build running on PS4 and Xbox One, and it's the build that you will be able to experience at home on PS4 and Xbox One.
We also run it.
So that game is running 4-player, the full multiplayer experience on PS4 and Xbox One as of today, and you will be able to see it at home. So then, that's the game.
Dropping the mic.
Yeah, we've
There's
run
no
it
magic.
in different events and for 2 years now that we've doing events, so we've been able to put the pad in the player's hand as soon as we could. And it runs online, it's fun, it's smooth, it's playable. What you see is what you get.
And this week as well.
Well, I hope. I'm looking for people to beat.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
We have one last video we want to show you guys. We are presenting this video at the Tokyo Game Show 2016. It's about the samurai. It was made for this show, for this Japanese show. So it's a samurai focused video, and then we'll be back, me and Maddie, for this closed alpha revelation stream live from Ubisoft Montreal with the For Honor team. Stay tuned.
We have wandered the world for centuries, looking for a new home. We have finally put down roots in this new land and built ourselves a new nation. Outnumbered, we must become masters of our craft, with greater skills, cunning, and devotion. We won't be put into exile again. We are ready to resist. We are the samurai, and we will be remembered.
So, guys, we're back, and it's almost the end of the show.
Yes.
Maddie, did you like what you saw today?
I really enjoyed it. It's
cool.
So cool to see the matches, the plays, the excitement, the fighting. I really loved it.
That's great. I hope you enjoyed it at home, guys, or on your mobile. This was our Close Alpha Revelation stream. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure, if you're playing the Close Alpha, make sure to leave your feedback on the forum. So it's on forums.ubisoft.com. You can find us, For Honor, pretty easily. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter. Also, discussion continues on our Reddit page. Make sure to tune in, and we'll be back. Like I said earlier, we're streaming every day, so at 3 p.m. EST. Tune in, twitch.tv/Ubisoft, youtube.com/Ubisoft. We'll be streaming Let's Play streams. So we're gonna play with you guys at home from here, from Ubisoft Montreal, and we're gonna have fun. So this is my bedroom for the week. So I'm not going anywhere. So see you soon, guys. We're opening the gates of this Close Alpha tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So be ready. Sharpen your swords. Sharpen your teeth. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. And again, that was fun. It was good to see you. It was good to be seen.
Yeah.
And yeah, see you tomorrow, guys.
See you tomorrow.
For Honor.